Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm here at APEX 2018. I'm joined by three people to talk a little bit about the success of CFX showcase that we've had here. We've got Nancy from IPC, we've got Marc from Hella, and we've got Jason from Aegis. Nancy, let's start with you. First of all, congratulations. It's been a big success. It's really testament to what an organization like IPC can do when you can mobilize this much of the industry. It must have been really exciting for you to get to the point that you've got to this week.
It's extremely exciting. I spent the first 10 years of my career in the manufacturing side of the house and then moved over to development under the Lucent Bell Labs umbrella. And so I know what the issues are. But what is really, really great is the fact the way the teamwork came together. This really, I mean, you've got three of us here, but it was really a team effort. People contributed, people agree. You know, we've got people coming forward, and you see it because we have more than 25 vendors. You know, it's been very rewarding, and to see something. You know, we had a little. You know, at the beginning, you have a little bumps and starts whenever you start a new standard, right? But once we decided on the transport mechanism and the protocol, we've flown, and to be able to show something so quickly being successful has been wonderful and extremely exciting.
Yeah, and to brush away the politics and to get on with it. Isn't this what IPC should be all about?
Yes, it should be doing what is right to help the industry.
And this is a great example. Marc, you're one of the companies, obviously, that's been very active within the development, but also that have deployed here at the show floor. How easy was that or difficult was that for you to do, and how typical is that of everybody else's experience?
It's interesting because we found that it was only maybe a few days to get it fired up. Now, I can't take any credit for that, and we don't have any real expertise in that area. It really comes from Jason. He created most of the tools to make this happen quickly, right. And I think your involvement was a huge part of the success of this.
Thank you, but it was actually our engineers.
Yeah. And Jason didn't write the code, but Jason told them to write the code, which is the important part. But it is all about finding the solution and applying that solution for the industry, not just so we can all talk about it and we can talk about all the great things we've done, but more importantly to get past these standards and to move on to adding value on top. And I guess that was really the incentive all the time, to actually get past the standards thing and get to providing solutions.
It really was, and what Marc's referring to is the SDK, the code module that made this so easy for the 25 vendors to be pumping all this data at the show here, which we donated legally to the IPC, so the industry now owns it. That's what made it more simple. But I completely agree, is Marc, all the vendors, the system providers such as Aegis, building all these custom machine adapters and arguing over what the data sets are, no one wins. The customer didn't win, we didn't win. The standard was needed to get past that so we can all start delivering the solutions the customer wants that are dependent upon the data. And this demo shows that we are effectively there now. Yeah. We've democratized the data stream.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, the democratization of data, and for me, as I say, the importance is to get past it and just to know that data's there. Connectivity should be like electricity. It's just something, it isn't part of the product offering, it's something we can all utilize and move on from. There seems to have been a huge acceleration from mid-November when we were all in freezing cold Munich. Now we're in freezing cold San Diego, which was a surprise to me. But from mid-November to now, we seem to have achieved a lot in that time to get over this finish line. How's that happened, Nancy? Is it just a question of everybody being in the right place and then getting it done?
I think it's we've got a draft standard, so it was enthusiasm by the people involved of wanting to see and prove that, you know what, this really is easy and it works not just for Heller or Aegis, it can work for everybody on the show floor. And it just, once people found out how easy it was, I mean, we had somebody like a week before APEX sign up and go, can we do this? And it took them 2 days to get their data moving in. So I think people realize the other thing is I think people realize this is truly an open standard. In the past, when we've tried to do something like this, there have been hindrances, maybe I'll say, in the way. We don't have those here. We truly have, this is truly an open standard that is easy to use. I think technology has helped a lot as well. We have technology today that we didn't have, 30 years ago, but it's just, I think the enthusiasm in realizing that this is something that is universal, truly easy to use, truly easy to implement, and has no, there's nothing hidden in there that you have to go to this one particular vendor. It truly is an open standard.
Yeah, and I think open is absolutely the key there. When we arrived in Germany, we were a little bit confused about the relationship between CFX and Hermes. Yeah. Marc, you were involved in that whole process. How do they sit together now, and how are they operating as standards alongside each other? They're clearly not competing, but they're in some way complementary.
Well, it's interesting because the Hermes group was very open to the synergies between CFX and Hermes, and right now at the show, the ASM booth has the Hermes running live with the CFX, and the data is being uploaded from Hermes through the CFX. So between Productronica and now, not only did we say, hey, we want to work together, but it works together.
Yeah, that's really cool. And Jason, when you look at the numbers, you've obviously got 33 companies here taking part in the CFX showcase. But what about the traffic? What's going on that showcase? How many people are viewing it? What are the machine interactions like?
Well, it's interesting because the cloud server that was put up on the Microsoft Azure cloud server, we did get some metrics before the interview, and as of 3 p.m., so the show started at 10. As of 3 p.m., there were 31,300 visitors opened the analytics site to look at the real-time data from the machines. 77.6 million bytes of data and 298,000 CFX messages went through the cloud to cell phones with no errors. So it's been quite a demonstration.
Yeah, and it really is one of the key elements that people are talking about at the show. For me, I'm excited about what you've done, but I'm more excited about the way you've done it. For me, it's a real great example of how an association and some pragmatic people that want the right thing for an industry can work together. So we're in a stage of collaboration that we've not seen before. Are you seeing that with your members, Nancy?
The collaboration's been wonderful. I've only been with IPC 3 years, but I have done this in my former life, and it's sometimes hard getting people to trust one another, to the trust issue, and to go, because I did this with our DFM guidelines, and well, we don't want to use yours, right? Or what are you're trying to push yours our way? And it took a little, we had a year of maybe forming and storming, I'll call it, right? Where you kind of making sure people understood we truly are we're honestly saying we want this to be an open standard, and that's just getting to know people, because I was new, it started at my very first APEX. So people didn't know me, they didn't know my background, and here I'm coming in brand new. I bring in new chair to the committee and build this committee up, and it's been a marvelous, it's just wonderful to see people working together and actually doing what is right for the business, because they know long term that means it's right, it's going to help their company. But to see the business go this way it's just been very heartwarming.
Yeah, and Marc, lots of new relationships been built, lots of new partnerships and collaborations. Are they partnerships and collaborations that are going to go forward into new projects, do you think?
I think so. I think it's a natural evolution, but I'm on the IPC board of directors, and the IPC's main charter is enhancing the member experience, doing what we can for the industry, doing what we can for the members. So really, the appreciation for us is the fact that the membership will benefit so much. That this will take the factory information data that is just piling up and going nowhere,
Yeah.
and putting it into a usable
Yeah.
format that can then be used to the benefit of the membership. I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Someone today referred to it as avoiding data lakes. We don't want data lakes. We want usable, actionable data that's used immediately and is moving around where it needs to go. Speaking of moving around, we're already talking about seeing the CFX showcase in other locations.
Yes.
This is something that needs to be rolled out globally.
Yes, the interest has been such that now we're being asked to do this in Asia, which now we're making progress on that. So it's really great to see. And if I may add one thing, it's a credit to Marc. You were asking how did we make so much progress between Prototronica and Munich and now. It was actually Marc who at the end of the meeting in Germany said, wouldn't it be really compelling if we did a demo where people could see the CFX messages at a trade show on their cell phones?
Yeah.
And all this happened. And I
Yeah.
think that when something becomes real like this,
Yeah.
where it's never been done before, and it removes the discussion of whether it's viable or can we really do this, it's really, that discussion is over.
Yeah.
And I think that was a credit to the idea that Marc had there. So.
Yeah. And I think getting past the discussion of one, can it be done? Secondly, the story of how quickly and how easily it can be done. You know, if you can do it in 2 or 3 days, then, you know, there aren't many people here that can't do it. So, yeah, it's a really nice story. Congratulations, everybody, on an excellent initiative, and look forward to talking to you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.